Okay, so for question 1, we're being asked to determine whether or not there is statistically significant correlation between geography and history results. So the first thing we're going to need to do is to use data that we've got to calculate the correlation coefficient for this sample data. So we're going to go on our calculator to the statistics menu, and once we're in the statistics menu we need to scroll down because we're looking for two variable statistics. We've got two variables which are geography and history. We're looking at a linear regression model, which is a plus bx. That's option 2 on our menu. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the geography data in under x and the history data in under y. So once I've entered that data, I press option. I'm looking for a regression calculation because this is a linear regression model. And here I should get my values for the linear regression model and for the correlation coefficient. On my calculator it says R equals 0.489674. So let's just write that down. R equals 0.489674. Let's just put that to three significant figures equals 0.490 to three significant figures. Okay, so that's all I need to do now for my calculator. I now need to set up my hypothesis test. So I always set up the hypothesis test in the same way. The null hypothesis is there's no correlation. Now notice here R, this is the correlation coefficient just for this sample. What I'm trying to use is to determine whether or not the correlation coefficient for all students is positive. So rather than R, I'm going to use the word rho. So H0 is that rho is greater than 0, and the reason why I've chosen greater than 0 is because it specifically asks about positive correlation. Sorry, rho equals 0, and then the alternative hypothesis is going to be that R is greater than 0, and I'm testing that at the 10% significance level. So what I'm now going to need to do is to look at my tables and to try and determine what the critical value is for R at which I would reject the null hypothesis. So I'm going to have a look at that now. Okay, so here are my critical values from the formula booklet. We've got 8 items of data, so the sample size is 8. The significance level is 10%, which is 0.1, so I'm looking at 8 to 0.1, so the critical value for R is 0.5067, so we're going to use that as our critical value. So R critical equals 0.5067. So just thinking about here, we know that the minimum value that R could take is -1, the maximum value is 1, there's 0, which means no correlation. So here, if that's plus 0.5067, call it 0.51, and there we've got minus 0.51. If we were less than minus 0.51, that would mean negative correlation. If we were right of plus 0.51, it means positive correlation. If we're between, then there's not sufficient evidence of any correlation. So what we can say now is R is less than R critical, so implies we do not reject H0. And we need to remember to just finish that off with a full statement, which I'm just going to write up here so that we can see it. So our full statement, which is our final comment here, is there is not sufficient evidence to suggest positive correlation between geography and history results.